construct UPSC. In the last video we saw the sources which we'll be referring to for the preparation of this exam. Aaj we are starting with economics, Indian economy specifically. We'll go through the syllabus portion as well. So the book we will be referring to is a single source, Indian economy. So this is a very beautiful book. बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस है ऑन कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी, वेदर थ्रू डायग्राम्स, मैथमेटिकल क्वेश्चन, सॉल्वेबल एग्जाम्पल्स. एंड इफ़ यू सी द PYQs of mains and prelims, a lot of focus has been given on concepts. So concepts पूछे जाते हैं rather than factual knowledge. There is a clear mapping of the prelim syllabus and the main syllabus with the relevant chapters in the book, if you see. So if I show you chapter 1, 2 and 4, they cover the portions of prelims examinations which talks about economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty inclusion, demographics, social sector initiatives. And the mains examination syllabus, chapters 6, 7 and 8, they talk of Indian economy issues related to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment. Then there is inclusive growth and issues arising from it. It is covered in chapter 8. Then there is government budgeting, that is covered in chapter 4. Then major crops and cropping patterns in various parts of the country, irrigation systems, transport and marketing of agricultural produce, related constraints and issues, e-technologies in the aid of farmer. It is covered in chapters 10 and 11. Then is issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies, minimum support prices, the PDS systems, buffer stocks, technology missions, animal rearing. It is covered in chapter 9, 10 and 11. Then there is food processing and related industries in India. So location, upstream, downstream requirements, supply chain management. It is all covered in chapter 12. Then there are land reforms in India, which is covered in chapter 5. Effects of liberalizations on the economy, changes in the industrial policy and the effects on industrial growth. ये covered है chapter 6 and 7 में. Then infrastructure, energy, ports, roads, airways, railways, etc. ये covered है chapter 14 में. Then there are investment models which are covered in chapter 14. So this covers the entire syllabus of the UPSC. Without wasting time हम पहले चैप्टर से शुरू करते हैं, which is fundamentals of the macro economy. It's a very big chapter जिसका पहला portion theoretical है, which will be directly referring from the book, reading it and highlighting the relevant sections. And the second part of this chapter is mathematical. There are solvable examples and थोड़े से concepts हैं, numerical concepts, for which I'll use a blackboard and pen. So without wasting time, let us just start chapter 1, which is fundamentals of macroeconomy. बहुत important chapter है, a lot of questions in prelims exam आप solve कर लेंगे around 50% इसी chapter को पढ़ने से. So introduction. So economics is a study of how the societies, they use scarce resources to produce valuable goods and services and distribute them among different individuals. So कैसे मतलब सोसाइटीज़ जो हैं, इकोनॉमीज़ जो हैं, गवर्नमेंट्स जो हैं, जो बहुत स्कार्स रिसोर्स, थोड़ी सी रिसोर्सेज होती हैं, उनको यूज़ करके वैल्यूबल गुड्स कैसे प्रोड्यूस करते हैं एंड सर्विसेज, एंड उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कैसे करना है पॉपुलेशन में. नाउ सर्टेन यूरोपियन, नॉर्थ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज, जैसा कि हमें पता है, बहुत रिच हैं, पर पर्सन इनकम इज़ वेरी हाई, सो हायर लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं. कंट्रीज़ इन अफ्रीका एंड लैटिन अमेरिका दे पुअर हैं. बट आप सोचें कि अफ्रीका तो रिसोर्स रिच कंट्रीज़ हैं, देर आर लॉट ऑफ मिनरल रिसोर्सेज, गोल्ड माइंस हैं, कोल्स हैं, आयरन ओर्स हैं, बट इतनी रिच रिसोर्सेज होने के बावजूद भी दीज कंट्रीज़ आर वेरी पुअर. वाइल वेरी लेस रिसोर्सेज इफ़ यू सी यूरोपियन एंड नॉर्थ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज़, वहाँ पे इतने कोल माइंस एंड ऑल दिस इज़ वेरी लेस रिसोर्सेज, बट इट इज़ अ वेरी गुड हाई लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, इकॉनमी तो इतनी ग्रेट है. इफ़ यू सी जापान ऑल्सो, वेरी फ्यूअर नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज बट वेरी हाई पर कैपिटा इनकम, टॉप 5 economies of the world. So the basic reason behind this is the standard of living of these countries is that the government and the people, so जो government and people हैं इन rich countries में, developed countries में, उन्होंने अपनी limited resources को efficiently exploit किया. So the word is efficiently exploited the limited resources. So आपके पास रिसोर्सेज बहुत ज़्यादा हैं बट यू डोंट हैव द मीन्स टू एक्सप्लॉइट दोज रिसोर्सेज, उनको यूज़ करना नहीं आता आपको एफिशिएंटली, तो यू विल रिमेन पुअर. सो दोज कंट्रीज विच हैव एफिशिएंटली एक्सप्लॉइटेड द लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज, स्कार्स resources of land, labor, capital for the betterment and development of its people, and that is what we are going to study in economy. So there are two major subfields, सबको पता होगा, microeconomics, macroeconomics.